Hello everyone out there in tax land. Dan, the tax man here, tax attorney with Community Tax. And today I want to talk about another one of my favorite client success stories. Now, before I get into it, just so everyone knows, not every case is the same. All cases are different, and past success does not guarantee future success. But in any event, here we go. So my taxpayer was a U.S. citizen, but he was working overseas. And he did not know that when you're working overseas, as long as you're a U.S. citizen, you still need to file a U.S. tax return. He thought, hey, I'm overseas, maybe I'll file my return over there, but I don't owe anything to the U.S. because I don't live there or don't work there. Not unreasonable. It's wrong, but it's not an unreasonable way of thinking. So anyway, he had been working overseas for several years, not knowing that the IRS was receiving income documents, a 1099 miscellaneous from his employer about his work overseas, and not knowing that the IRS was doing what the IRS does when they have income on your account, but you're not filing a return, and that's that they file an SFR for you, or substitute for return. So if the IRS knows you're earning income, doesn't see your return, they will file for you the worst possible return that you could file. No deductions, no credits, no dependents, no nothing, just the maximum amount of tax that they can assess by law. So again, my client was overseas, oblivious to all of this, did not know that he was getting these large balances assessed to his account because of these SFRs, and did not know that his account had gone into collections. And then eventually it was in collections long enough with the IRS, and the IRS eventually levied his 401k. They took his 401k in satisfaction of these balances that they had created from the returns that they had filed, these SFRs. So when my client heard about this, of course, he was just distraught. And that's when he decided that he needed a little help with this, needed to figure out exactly what was going on and if there were any solutions for them. And that's when he called us at Community Tax. He eventually got linked up with me, and I went through some information that the IRS gives access to third parties for, as long as you have an authorization, called an account transcript and a wage and income transcript. And again, this gives the history of what income is on the account and different steps the IRS has taken on your account over the history of a given tax year. So we went over this together, and I gave him the story that there were income documents on his account that the IRS knew about, and that the IRS was filing returns for him because he was not filing them himself. And I told him what the solution was. Basically, we needed to file his original returns. So lucky for him, if you're an independent contractor, you do get to count your ordinary and necessary business expenses as a deduction on your return. So we went through those expenses. We included his dependents, and I determined that he qualified for some relief that exists in the U.S. tax code for workers who are overseas, something called the foreign income exclusion. So once we got together all of his deductions, credits, dependents, the balances on those returns went down significantly. Once the IRS received them, processed them, they reduced the tax on his balance to be in concert with our returns. And because he had that huge payment on the account from his previously levied 401k, they gave him a refund check equal to just about the exact amount that they had taken some months before. So I cannot tell you the joy that I got from being able to tell this client that the IRS was basically giving him back his 401k. His entire life savings that he had worked for, probably, I'm sure, thought that it was gone forever, and we were able to get it returned in this case. And it's just one that I'll never forget, one of the brightest moments of my career. And just like him, I'm sure there's plenty of taxpayers out there who are confused, maybe don't know exactly why they owe, but they don't really know how to get themselves out of the situation. They don't know what the solution is to help see if they might qualify for that relief. And that's why you have to give a call to an expert. It can really be of tremendous value to call an expert just to take a look at your account and see what options might be available to you. And if you want to call the best, make sure that you call Community Tax, phone number 800-424-8332. And for our Spanish speakers out there, we've got a dedicated Spanish line, 888-523-6606. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan, the tax man, tax attorney with Community Tax. I hope you've enjoyed this tale of one of my favorite moments from my career in the tax resolution business, and I will see you next time.